Today I thought we would check out the new upcoming Sideshow Collectibles Star Wars Rogue One Imperial TIE Fighter Pilot 6-scale figure. So a big thank you to the folks over at Sideshow Collectibles for making this review happen. The TIE Fighter Pilot is slated for release in July 2017. The figure stands at 12 inches tall, and he's going to be available for only a limited release of 2,000 pieces. For his display stand, he comes included with the same black hexagonal display stand that we've seen with other 6-scale releases from Sideshow Collectibles, including as well the same Star Wars logo on the underside. The figure comes wearing a newly developed fabric bodysuit, a fabric flight suit, which has a series of different pockets and stuff like that. The pockets are actually all accessible, both on the fronts and on the little sides. I like that they actually would have gone as far as to make these pockets real, as opposed to just sculpting them over. The material actually feels very similar as well to the Luke Skywalker Rogue pilot that we just recently had a look at. Of course, now donning here in black rather than the orange. He gets also some pockets on either of the sleeves here as well. Some nice stitching actually running up the sides of the sleeves as well as around the pocket areas. He has his Imperial crest patch on the sides of his shoulders and some stitching around the top there as well. His belt is consisting only of a front silver belt buckle with a couple little side compartments on either side of the buckle. A nice little additional touch. Sideshow included a little side pocket. That he has 2 removable silver cylinders, and they slide right back into place. Both the flight helmet as well as the sculpted torso armor with life support pack and hoses are newly sculpted pieces. They've updated them from their original releases. Some nice coloring actually here. Though these switches cannot be activated in any way, you can't hinge these or press them down. Some nice coloring here in the blues, some whites, and grays. The hoses give you enough clearance that you can seem to still move the head left and right. Generous, but I wouldn't say necessarily turn the head too much, as you may add a little bit of stress to those hoses and may potentially rip them out. Again, he gets an updated flight helmet sculpt with a brand new TIE Pilot paint scheme. You can see the nice additional grays that have been incorporated to the top dome portion of the helmet and runs all the way down to the front here. Sculpting here, never disappointing. I think they did actually a pretty good job, and incorporating as well those Imperial logos on either side. One detail we certainly can't also overlook is the little comm pad that he's got on the side of his forearm. This also gives me a good opportunity to showcase the hands. Though appearing to be fabric, they are actually sculpted plastic, and I think they do a great job of transitioning from the black plastic to the fabric. It's not seamless. You can certainly tell that one has a little bit of a slightly different sheen, and the coloring is a little off, but I think gradually having the plastic going to the fabric, it's pretty successful. Now going back to the flight helmet here, it's not removable. If you were to remove it, you basically would be getting a ball joint peg underneath there. There's actually no pilot head underneath, nor really would I entertain the fact that there would be, concerning the way everything is housed and attached to the front here. I wouldn't want to start having to take helmets off and interchanging the heads. I mean, for a TIE Fighter pilot, you would likely display him with a helmet anyways. Running through his accessories, he actually doesn't come with a whole lot, but then again, because he is a TIE Fighter pilot, the largest of the accessories one would imagine he could be included with is a TIE Fighter, and obviously he's not going to come with a TIE Fighter. But he does manage still to get himself some firepower. Accompanying him is the Blast Tech E11 rifle. And this little hinge here swings out. It's a little tight, unfortunately, when it snaps to the top there, but that also hinges out. And you've got a little bit of an adjustment going on there. The paint is minimal on the rifle itself. They've given they've afforded a little bit of scratching wear there by incorporating some silver wash to it, which is a nice touch. I like that. But it's very minimal. I mean, there's not much to be said for the rifle. A very standard go-to rifle for many of the troopers. Then he gets a series of interchangeable hands. Currently, when you get him out of packaging, he comes with a pair of closed fists. Not really going to do too much for holding the rifle, but he does come with a pair of relaxed palms, which again has some beautiful looking sculpting there with the stitching. And he also comes with a pair of one gripping hand and one trigger hand for holding the rifle. Going through this guy's posability, he has a ball joint in the head. Like I mentioned before, you don't want to rotate the head too much because as you see, the more you turn it, the more stress you're adding to the side hoses attached to the front. But he does have motion back and forth, a hinge up and down. Shoulders hinge out, as well as a forward and back motion. Because this material has a little bit of extra pliability, a little more give to it, you can easily move the arms. They don't seem too restricted by the motions. He does have a double bend in the elbow, as well as a rotation in the hand. I keep saying he, but I mean technically, as a TIE fighter pilot, he could be a he or a she as well. The torso is on a forward and back, up and down crunch via ball joint, as well as the waist swivel there. A forward and back motion out on the legs. A swivel on the top portion cut of the thigh. Double hinge knee, possibly even a single hinge knee. It is actually a double hinge knee, a hinge and a hinge, giving a double hinge there. And a rotation in the boots. Also, let's not leave out some nice sculpting there on the undersides, or the undersole of the boots. Something they didn't have to put in there, but nice that Sideshow incorporate that as well. So let's talk turkey when it comes to the TIE Fighter pilot. Again, he's going to be arriving around July 2017 with a limited release of 2,000 pieces. The price point on this guy is going to be $209.99, or basically $210. We'll get this guy pre-ordered for you. You can head over currently now to SideshowCollectibles.com and get your name on the pre-order list. So as soon as this guy arrives, he's going to get shipped right to your door. Maybe not necessarily shipped via Star Destroyer, but maybe if you pay the little extra on the shipping priority, maybe they'll ship it by Star Destroyer. I don't know. I can't guarantee that. Still a fun looking piece. Star Wars Rogue One I actually do like more than The Force Awakens. I like the darker tones to the story, and if certainly going back to some of the earlier stories from the original trilogy was always a nice touch as well. The TIE Fighter pilot I think showcases very well. Even if you don't display him with other Rogue One members, you can certainly display this guy also with Lord Vader as well, which is probably what I'm going to be doing. Today we were checking out the Star Wars Rogue One. This was the TIE Fighter pilot from the folks over at Sideshow Collectibles. If you haven't had a chance to subscribe to this channel, what are you waiting for? Click that little subscribe button down below. Don't wait for Droid to tell you to do it. Click that little subscribe button down below. You're good to go. And as well, there's also a Sideshow Collectibles and Star Wars playlist that you can watch for your viewing pleasure. As always, guys, thanks for watching as you always do. See you next time.